in Ozamiz City. You're watching One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. Serving you with information, news, sports, and public affairs. One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. Serving you with love. Ang telebisyong pangmasa. One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. One TV special report.
There are 9 members present, including the acting presiding officer.
There being 9 members present, the chair declares a quorum. May hapon tanan, our Honorable Sitting Vice Mayor, Honorable Sipisa Bineri, called Secretary to signify that she is not feeling well this afternoon and she is indisposed. Hence, pursuant to local government code, we have to elect our temporary presiding officer to preside over the session this afternoon. Do I hear any nomination on the temporary presiding officer? Honorable Juzakin, you have the floor.
I move to nominate Honorable Marcelian G. Tapayan being our presiding officer.
Second.
There's a nomination to nominate Honorable Marcelian G. Tapayan to be our temporary presiding officer. Duly seconded. Are there any remarks? Objections? The chair hears none. The motion is carried. May I request our colleague Honorable Cecilco to act as Honorable Digisiso to act as majority leader, our majority to act as majority leader. Honorable Digisiso, can you act as the majority leader? Majority leader instead of okay?
No objection, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, police. Good afternoon to the City Council. Our order of business for the day for the People's Hour. Since we don't have any visitors, we will proceed to item number 5, approval of the agenda for the day. For the item number 6, approval of the minutes of the previous sessions. Since there's no objections or any comments or remarks regarding our minutes,
there are insertions proposed. So, in item number 5, can you recommend the approval of insertions to be included in our agenda?
Apology, Mr. Chair. We have an insertion for our agenda having 6 items on hand. First insertion is the resolution approving the Port Management Advisory Council Port Facility Security Committee meeting on December 12, 2025 by the Philippine Ports Authority. Second item is the resolution approving the nursing Christmas party on December 12 and the general Christmas party on December 19 by the Mayor Hilayon A. Ramiro Senior Medical Center. Third insertion is a resolution approving the repair maintenance of comfort rooms at various facilities of Ozamiz, AP by the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines in Ozamiz City Labo Airport. Our fourth insertion is a resolution approving the December 2025 labor force survey in Barangay Kugon and Barangay Kiluman Sur from December 9, 2025 until December 30 by the Philippine Statistics Authority. Item number 5, an ordinance authorizing the temporary road closure of various roads in the territorial jurisdiction of Ozamiz City from 4 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the morning for the Grand Alumni Homecoming Fun Run by the Ozamiz City School of Arts and Trade on December 27, 2025. Our sixth insertion is an ordinance authorizing the additional deposit amounting to 380,000 to the Regional Trial Court for the settlement of the expropriation case filed by the city against Elsie Valdez, docketed as SP Civil Case number 13-20. Move for its insertion and approval, Mr. Chair, on our order of business.
There's a joint motion by Honorable Ciso to approve the agenda for the day with 6 insertions. Are there any remarks, comments, observations, or objections? The chair has none. The motion is carried.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. On item number 7,
6.
6 for the approval of the minutes of the previous sessions. Here, if there are any other remarks, comments, or other comments regarding our minutes of the previous session, I move for its approval, Mr. Chair.
Can you move to dispense with the reading so that we can proceed?
And dispensing also with the reading of the minutes of the previous session, Mr. Chair.
There's a joint motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of our previous session on October 6, 2025, and to approve the contents of said minutes in toto. Are there any comments, observations, remarks, objections? Anybody was submit copies of the minutes? The chair has none. The motion is carried.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. On item number 7, for first reading, reference of business item letter C, petitions or requests for first reading. Item number 1, supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Liposong SK in the amount of 50,000 pesos. Would like to request our SK Federated President, Honorable John Phil Duhay Lungsod, to act on this matter.
Honorable John Phil Duhay Lungsod, you have the floor.
Thank you to Majority Floor Leader and Honorable Presiding Officer. May move a resolution, the supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Lipusong SK in the amount of 50,000 pesos, duly endorsed by the City Budget Officer for approval for first reading with reservation, Mr. Chair.
For first reading, reservations, approved. Proceed.
Due to the urgency of the said resolution, Mr. Chair, and therefore duly endorsed by the City Budget Officer, may therefore move for the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules and joint motion, Mr. Chair.
There's a joint motion to approve the supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Liposong SK in an amount of 50,000, which is duly endorsed by our City Budget Officer for our approval. Are there any comments, remarks, observations, or objections? The chair is none. The motion is carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Items number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all 2025 supplemental budgets from various barangays of Polot, Bacolod, Gala, Kinuma Norte, Laman, and 50th District. For omnibus resolution, I would like to request our Vice Chair on ABC Matters, the Honorable Marcelo S. Romero, for appropriate action.
Honorable Marcelo S. Romero, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Mr. Chair, I move to pass this 6 supplemental budget of this following barangay, Mr. Chair. 2025 supplemental budget number 2 of Barangay Pulot in the amount of 214,313. And supplemental budget number 2 of Barangay Bacolod in the amount of 859,335.9. And 2025 supplemental budget number 2 of Barangay Gala in the amount of 304.95. And supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Kinuma Norte in the amount of 100,000. And 2025 supplemental budget number 1 Barangay Laman in the amount of 500,000, and this was duly endorsed by our City Budget Officer, Mr. Chair. For this, I move to pass this for first reading with reservation in omnibus motion.
For first reading, the 2025 supplemental budgets of similar barangays of Polot, Bacolod, Gala, Kinama Norte, Laman, and 50th District. For forward first reading, Approved. Proceed.
Thank you,
Honorable
Mr.
Romeo.
Chair. Considering that this matter, this 6 supplemental budget, Mr. Chair, was already scrutinized, checked, and reviewed by our city budget officer, Mr. Chair. For this, Mr. Chair, I move to pass this for this 6 supplemental budget for second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
There's a motion to approve omnibussly the submit budgets of civil barangays, items to number 7, respectively, of Polot in amount of 214,313, Bayaba Color in amount of 159,335 and 9 centavos, Bayagala in amount of 304,004 pesos 95 centavos, Barangay Kinamanote, Iski in amount of 100,000, Barangay Lamaan in amount of 500,000, and Barangay 50 district in amount of 130,841 for our approval. On joint motion for the second reading. Are there any remarks, observations, comments, or objections? The chair is none. The motion is carried. Proceed, Honorable Decision.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. On item letter D, messages and communications, item number 1, complaint filed by Emma Aranas, the Pulong Barangay of Barangay Malacca, Ozamiz City versus Casimero Madera Cabasag, Barangay Councilor of Barangay Malacca, Ozamiz City, respondent for Section 60D of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, which constitutes misconduct and brings sufficient cause for administrative liability under the Local Government Code. Move for its referral to appropriate committee, Mr. Chair, for first reading only.
There's a motion, on joint motion by Honorable Cecil, the temporary majority leader to refer this complaint of by Captain Emma Aranas of Barangay Malacca, Ozamiz City, against by Councilor Casimiro Madera Cabasag for misconduct, provision of Section 60D or Public Act 7160. There's a motion to refer this to the appointed committee, which is the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Style, and then the Committee on Laws can endorse it to Secretary upon finding of sufficiency in form of substance, so that the Secretary can issue accordingly the required summons to the respondent to answer within 15 days. 15 days.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Primary set of summons. So, Mr. Secretary, if there is a finding of the committee that this complaint is sufficient in form of substance, please require the issuance of summons to respondent to answer the complaint within 15 days from receipt of summons, and inform the August body accordingly.
No, yes, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed to number 2.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. For items number 2 and 3 under letter D of item number 7, this is in particular of the Department of Education Region 10 Northern Mindanao Schools Division of Ozamiz City position paper on the no collection policy in public schools. DepEd Order numbers 19, series of 2008, 41, series of 2012, number 49, series of 2022, and DepEd Memorandum numbers 143, series of 2016, 041, and series 2024. With respect also to number 3, with the same subject letter dated December 3, 2025 from the Honorable Sancho S. Mominal Jr. with subject transmittal of revised draft ordinance on the no collection policy and information campaign ordinance in all public schools of Ozamiz City and counter position paper. These letters will be included, Mr. Chair, in our upcoming public hearing, and this be, I move, duly noted.
Yes, so these position papers are required during our consultation with DepEd and our legal officers of the LGO on the ordinance being proposed by our colleague, Honorable Sani Maminal Jr., and we require the DepEd to submit the position paper, and also we required Honorable Maminal to submit his counter position paper. And we now of the knowledge that Honorable Maminal has revised his proposed ordinance to conform to the possible objections of DepEd. Anybody who has sponsored copies of these two position papers, it's now high time for us to deliberate on this. Everyone is given copies of the position paper of the DepEd, also the counter of Honorable Maminal. So we'll have to act on this today. If it's necessary to have a public hearing on this, because our laws require, apart from the first reading, we have a public hearing. But on the guidance of the Chairman of the Committee on Education, Honorable Cecil Yuko, we have a consultation first to deliberate on this matter before we call on a public hearing. And we had already the consultation, and there is minutes attached to this agenda today. And I guess everybody was able to peruse the position paper of the DepEd and the counter of Honorable Maminal, because the chair recognizes the strong objection of DepEd on this ordinance, particularly the imposition of penalties to violators of the ordinance. And also one of the issue of DepEd is beyond our decision of the LGO of Ozamiz to enact the ordinance. This goes into the legality of the ordinance. So I have the initial comments from our chairman of the Committee on Education. May we have Honorable Cecil Yuko. What is your initial remarks on this?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this August body is in receipt of two position papers. One is from the DepEd, and the other one is the counter position paper with the revised or draft ordinance on the no collection policy from the author, the Honorable Sani Waminal Jr. So with this, Mr. Chair, I am still in conformity to conduct a public hearing. And then from there, we can discuss some more issues, and from there also we can consider both position papers from both parties, and we can also discuss further and finalize whether this proposed ordinance be passed as an ordinance or resolution, if this is amenable to the Honorable Sancho Waminal and this August body. Thank you.
Okay, there's a conformity by Chairman of the Committee on Education to bring this to the public hearing. so that we could have a thorough discussion on this with all the stakeholders around. But now we have to hear the initial comments from our main sponsor. We hear now from Honorable Sunny Waminal Jr. Honorable Waminal, you have the floor to defend your ordinance as revised. You have the floor, Honorable Waminal.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Distinguished colleagues, good afternoon. I rise today to present the revised version of our proposed ordinance, which has already incorporated the recommendations and refinements raised during our committee conference. These updates not only strengthen the mission but also ensure full alignment with existing national policies and the operational realities of our local education system. Allow me to highlight the key changes, Mr. Chair. Revised title. The title of the ordinance has been made more specific and purposive. The revised title now reads, "An ordinance adopting and enforcing the Department of Education issuances on the no collection policy and strengthening the information campaign thereof in all public elementary and secondary schools in the city of Ozamiz." This refinement ensures that the scope, intent, and legal grounding of the ordinance are immediately understood and that its alignment with DepEd policies is explicitly reflected in the title itself. Adoption of DepEd memoranda and orders. A major enhancement is the explicit adoption of pertinent DepEd memoranda and orders. This ensures that our ordinance is not only complementary to national policy but also enforceable without contradicting existing regulations. By harmonizing our local provisions with DepEd issuances, we strengthen policy coherence and ensure that Ozamiz City Public Schools operate within uniform standards. Information campaign and public awareness. We have expanded the section on public awareness. The ordinance now mandates posting of printed copies of the no collection policy memoranda and orders in conspicuous areas within school premises and requires the inclusion of these guidelines in PTE meetings. This guarantees that parents, guardians, and learners are consistently informed of their rights and responsibilities. Transparency is a critical pillar of compliance, and these revisions operationalize that principle. Monitoring and enforcement. One of the most significant changes concerns the mechanism for oversight. In the earlier version, monitoring and receipt of complaints were primarily functions of the Committee on Education. Next, in the revised ordinance, primarily monitoring and enforcement responsibilities are entrusted to the Department of Education through the School Division Office of Ozamiz City, consistent with its jurisdiction over school operations. And last, the role of the local government unit of Ozamiz is now clearly defined to support in coordination, advocacy and dissemination, and logistical assistance if available. By restructuring the enforcement framework, we eliminate overlaps, streamline reporting, and empower the School Division Office is best positioned to address school-related concerns. Reporting and complaint mechanism. To institutionalize accessible channels for feedback and grievances. The ordinance now requires all schools to install a suggestion box in a visible and secure location, and the SDO Ozamiz shall maintain an active complaint hotline that is regularly monitored. These mechanisms promote accountability, ensure that concerns can be raised safely and anonymously when needed, and provide school division office in Ozamiz with timely information for responsive action. Penalties. Finally, the penalties in the revised ordinance have been made clearer and more reasonable. A violation of Section 5 shall be penalized with a fine of 1,000 pesos. A violation of Section 6 shall be penalized with a fine of 3,000 pesos or imprisonment of not more than 10 days, or both at the discretion of the court. These penalties apply only to violations of the local ordinance and do not interfere with DepEd's internal administrative matters. Administrative charges with appropriate shall remain under the exclusive jurisdiction of the Department of Education. This ensures that the penalties function purely as a local protection measure intended to safeguard parents and learners. In closing, Mr. Chair, the revisions we present today ensure clarity, fairness, and stronger protection for our learners, while honoring DepEd's authority and enhancing local accountability. I have also attached my counter-position paper to the revised ordinance to provide further justification and context for the changes made that has been given to all members of this august body, City Legal Office, and DepEd Ozamiz. With your support, this ordinance will help create safer, more transparent, and more compassionate public schools. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minal, for your manifestation on this revised ordinance of no collection policy. May I hear any remarks, comments from my colleagues on the proposal of the Honorable Silco to have a public hearing on this? Also, the statements of Honorable Minal on his revised ordinance of no collection policy in our public schools in Ozamiz City. Are there any comments, remarks by my colleagues? Ms. Mata, Honorable Ciso, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. With the manifestation of the Honorable Owaminal regarding the revise, I think there is a amendment. I think there is also an addition to the provisions that he would like to introduce in his ordinance, Mr. Chair. And I'd just like also to take note that there are also penalties with regards to the violation if such ordinance will be passed. So it would be appropriate, Mr. Chair, and proper that considering that the proponent wanted to have amendments, including also additional provisions like what he had mentioned on the suggestion box, which is already a redress mechanism in all citizens' charter or mandatory upon DepEd. Maybe it's not fully implemented, and he is right on that. Maybe there are schools that are not strictly implementing the suggestion box. If there is no plan of having it addressed. So if there are conflicting issues regarding the said matter on the counterposition, probably, Mr. Chair, this representation is very much willing to have this august body, the committee public hearing needed so that everything will be given special concerns and address the special amendments and revisions being introduced, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Ciso. Honorable Sakin, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the intent of Honorable Waminal is to strictly implement the no collection policy, Honorable Chair, of which the division office is willing to implement the no collection policy. So, Honorable Chair, in order to harmonize the recommendation of the division office and the proposed ordinance of Honorable Waminal, can we have public hearing, Honorable Chair, in order to strengthen and harmonize the proposed ordinance of Honorable Waminal, Honorable Chair? Thank you.
Okay. So the chair hears actually no objections on the proposed public hearing. I think the other colleagues are not objecting to the public hearing. If you want to hear all sides of this ordinance, we want to hear all stakeholders on their respective position on this ordinance. Can we have a public hearing before the year ends? Do you have a suggested date? So we are now December 9. We have at least 3 weeks, but we are now on Christmas mode. The season is now becoming clear to be a joyous festive season. Any suggestions on the date? Can we have public hearing before the year ends? Or we have this in January na? Para
Mr. Chair.
hapsay ang unang nastao. Honorable Scott, Chairman of the Committee on Education, you have the floor.
Mr. Chair, considering that this week we have a scheduled public hearing on 2 proposed ordinances regarding business tax amendments, and that there are still 2 more proposed ordinances on taxes that are as quite important because they are supposed to be applicable on the start of January 2026. So we might be having another public hearing on the other 2 proposed ordinances next week. So that would be on December 18. And after December 18 week, it's already Christmas season, and we might have extended or long weekend for that. So we have to schedule this no collection policy proposed ordinance public hearing by next year of January.